When we were I was coming back from the other hotel there, where the other guys are drinking in the lounge or in the nightclub there. I got a little bit lost coming back here because I guess it's kind of like Vegas, where if you're in a casino, you don't really know which casino you're in, and if it's, I mean, you don't know if it's nighttime or daytime. So kind of like here, walking around through these courtyards. All the hotels kind of run together here, and they all kind of look the same. And at nighttime and in the rain, like it took me a second to just go the distance from over there to over here, because like our place has a pool and the other place has a pool, and it just looks all the same. But a little bit more about here. Here's one of the room service cards, and they have prices are in dirhams, so they have some entrees and pizzas, and you can see it's in French. It's French speaking here in Morocco, and the conversion is about, I think there's like in $1 per, for example, there's 8 dirhams. So like you can get a pizza. This one's about $10, so you can get pizzas for about $10. They have sandwiches and desserts, and let's see, they got some white wine here. I guess that's half a glass. I don't know if it's gotta be half, or no, half a bottle maybe. I don't know, but it's the Sahari is about $10, 80 dirham. But it's here. We're gonna have to go out and pay for our food. It's not included. I thought that was pretty cool, and it made it really easy being in Turkey there, where we could just go eat and drink whenever we want and whatever we want. But here you kind of have to plan a little bit and just try and figure out where things are. Ask the other guys, where's the good place to eat, where's the good place to find this, what's safe, what shouldn't you eat, just all kinds of stuff like that. Just trying to find your way around and get used to things. I think I haven't looked here yet, but I think they have you have to another interesting thing when you travel a lot is you have to, like in the US, we all have the same plug here. It looks like we can use a Euro, just a regular Euro plug here. So that's something to keep in mind here. Like I always have to like make sure to bring a converter with me so that I can like charge my phone and my laptop and the camcorder here, and I have to think about like the different volts and stuff so I don't like blast any of my equipment and destroy it or anything. But some of the interesting things you have to go. Oh, and then when we were at the airport today, another thing that's kind of interesting is I guess when you travel for golf in the U.S., it's all kind of borderless. You just go from one state to another, and it's no big deal, and you can fly anywhere you want. But when you play, like the European tour, for example, is more of like a world tour. So you have to travel to different countries a lot. So you need passport. Well, I mean, you got to bring your passport. Instead of like a driver's license, you need visas, and depending on what country you're from, you can get into various countries easier than other ones, depending on the relationships the countries have. So like for me, like when we went to the Turkey, for example, when I went through the passport control and to get the visa, all my European buddies, most of my European buddies, just went straight through. And for me to buy a 3-month tourist visa, it cost, I think, about $20, I think, and then it was something like that. But I had to pay, and I had to pay more. And then a couple of my Canadian friends, they had to pay like $45. So depending, and then. Let's see what else. I have my Gene, my friend from Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is like sometimes when he traveled, he would have to like plan out his visas and do all kinds of crazy paperwork, and sometimes you'd have to plan it out like months in advance to be able to just get into a country, to go to a tournament or go, I mean, just for life too, just going to a holiday. And like, I kind of personally, I kind of wish the world was borderless, so just from a travel standpoint, so people could kind of come and go wherever they want. And it's not like, I don't think everyone would go to the same place. Some people would want to stay here, some people want to go there, so I think it would end up evening out anyway, but it would make it a whole lot easier, because now, like Gene, for example, he got his Swiss passport, and the Swiss passport you can do a lot more with than, say, one from Zimbabwe. So, like, he's still the same person, nothing's changed except a piece of paper, but his experiences going through passport control are a lot different and a lot easier now. So, and then, even for me, so we kind of talk about that sometimes, some of the guys, it's like, from the country that we're from, the experience that we had coming through immigration and the passport control. But for me, like in this particular one with coming from Switzerland to Morocco, I guess I haven't talked to the other guys what they had to do yet, but with the U.S. you can do a 3-month tourist visa for free. There's no waiting. You don't have to get it in advance. You don't have to buy one right when you get to the airport. It's just free and included. So that was kind of cool. But the only thing is, like, I got off the plane. Oh, on the plane, I had a pretty good plane ride. I flew on EasyJet, and it's kind of like Southwest Airlines in the U.S., where I got this flight because it was cheaper. And, for me in my position, I just need to like try and save money wherever I can. So I got a flight for like $300 instead of like $500 or $600. And I had to take an hour train to Basel this morning to catch my flight here. And then when I go back, I have to fly into Geneva and then in Switzerland, and then take a 3-hour train to Zurich. So, but I don't have to be in any hurry to get back or anything, so I just figured I'd save a few $100 there. But anyway, so I was on this EasyJet flight here, and it's just, you get a card, you don't have an assigned seat, and it's first come, first serve. And the flight was full, and I don't know how it happened, but I got a row all to myself, which was great because I didn't get much sleep last night. So I was able to, it was a 3.5-hour flight, so I was able to stretch out in the row and just lay down, and I slept for about maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes of the flight. So I caught up on some rest, and that was nice. So I got really lucky with the flight over here. But then the immigration coming in, I was the first one off the plane, which was kind of cool. I've never had that happen before. And when I got to immigration, there were some really long lines, so it took, I don't know, 45 minutes of standing in line, even though the visa was a free one for being from the U.S. There was still a big wait time, but I guess that happens anyway. When, like, if I were to fly back to the U.S., even as a U.S. citizen, it would probably take me 2 hours to get through the border control, which is kind of silly. So, but different countries, it's different times, different. If you're from a different country, it has different experiences. Some of my friends have multiple citizenships, so they kind of pick the passport that is easiest for wherever they're traveling, which is kind of cool. And yeah, just different experiences with different people depending on where you go and what we're doing. But that's one of the interesting things that happens when you play outside of the United States. That a lot of you guys watching, or the bulk of the audience here is from the U.S. So it's something that's a little bit kind of unique and interesting and different, and I thought it was maybe worth sharing.